Come on in and tell me where you're from. This is take 2 on this video. Oh, good. Thank you so much. Alright, guys. Let's try this again. This is my sign that I'm going to be using. Snowman sign. Of course, it says warm wishes. I've already got the wires on there. My ribbons are going to be, or they are my ribbons, they just haven't been put on yet. These snowman, buffalo check snowman ribbons with this candy cane stripe ribbon, as well as the black and the red. So I have 1 2.5 inch and 3 1.5 inches. I know that's kind of different. That's just how I wanted to do it this time. I'm going to be making woodland ruffles with this deco mesh and this border stripe mesh. I have some wreath balls and some snowflakes and stuff like that to put on at the end. We'll just have to wait and see how much room I got. Okay, I'm making 10-inch poofs. That's a bummer that it was like that before. I hope everybody jumps back on and joins me. I don't know what that was. I don't have anything on. I mean, it's quiet in here. It's very quiet. I did my last wreath in poofs too. Okay. Moving right along. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for joining me. Round 2. Is Mel still on here? Mel sprinkled for me in the beginning of my last one. I need to move my sign so it quits getting stuck on everything. 10 inches, guys. I really think if I had a mesh roller, this would be a little easier. So I just throw it over the end of my table. I don't use 21-inch mesh very often. But, you know, I wanted a white base because this is like a Christmas wreath. It is a Christmas wreath, and plus it's a snowman wreath, so I wanted to make sure. I got a piece of tape stuck to my hand. I want to make sure that it's bright and white for Christmas. I heard some states are already having snow. It's crazy. Well, thanks you guys for joining me back. Just come on in and tell me your name and where you're from. And if you were on my live before, please know that I had to end it and come back. I guess I had a really bad echo and it was hurting everybody's ears, so I didn't want that to happen. Okay, make sure I didn't skip any. I didn't. Okay, now I'm just going to bring it up to the front. And this time I got to go this way. I'm going to go into the middle. Zip tie this down on the inside. Hey everybody. If you're on my last live, thanks for coming back. I had to end it. So I didn't want everybody's ears to hurt. Okay. Now I want to go this way. Okay, I'm not using this zip tie or this pipe cleaner right here. Get my sides in. I'm just glad I was able to get back on. Hi, Terry from Texas. How are you doing? Thanks for joining me. How's the weather in Texas? It's still really hot there. I mean, our weather was just weird today. It got up to 80 degrees, and yesterday it was only in the 50s. I like working with 10-inch mesh way better. But like I said, it's a Christmas wreath, so I want it to have a nice white full base. Almost done with this mesh, and then we'll move on to the woodland ruffles. Hey Trish, how are you doing? You're back. Thanks for joining me. Making a snowman wreath tonight. Make sure my edges stay tucked under. My poofs on the inside are a little bit bigger than the outside, just to give it that fullness. Well, I guess I'm all the way back around again. So, right here is where I go back in. Okay. This one in, and then I'm done with this 21-inch mesh. Move on to the 10-inch woodland ruffles. Even if they do look a little bit poofier on one side than the other, it's okay. It won't when I get the woodland ruffles on there. Now I'm just going to cut this off. Now I'm just going to take this zip tie and tie this down to the bottom of my frame, so I know for a fact it's not going anywhere. Nobody's going to lose the end of the mesh. It's not going to become loose and start unraveling. Just put my sign on the poofier side. Pull all my I keep saying zip ties. Pull all my pipe cleaners up, so I'll know where they're at for the ruffles. And I'm just going to be doing every other one. One silver, one black with white border mesh. And I think it's going to be really cute when we finish. Or I finish. Okay. Well, I found myself with the poof method of poofing out my poofs for longer than what I should. I should just stop and let it go. Okay, these are only 20 inches, so I'm just going to roll them like this instead of turning them and everything. I mean, instead of putting a clip on them and turning them around and ruffling it that way. There's one ruffle. That's how that's going to look. Here's the other one with the white border mesh. If anybody's on here that came back, thank you so much. Okay, now moving right along. Just cut frays as I go because they drive me crazy. I might have to clip this one so that it's not, the roll's not falling apart, because that drives me crazy. Okay. I just want to be able to see the rolls on both sides and the ruffle, so I can just make the woodland ruffle better that way if I clip one side of it. I thought I could just grab both sides of it and roll it on up, but it didn't work as like I thought it would. Like I said, I have 10 ties on the bottom, 10 on the bottom, 8 on the top, and my pipe cleaners are approximately 4 inches apart. And I did the poof method for the vase. Good thing I looked down there. Hey Lisa, thanks for joining me. Gang's all here. That's what it looks like with the ruffles in. So far. Boy, this mesh here really frays. Pull it off. Like I said, when I was just trying to squeeze them up in my hand, it seemed easy enough, but I like to be able to see the ruffle in the middle. And if I just shove it together, you can't really see that ruffle. I've seen a lot of people do that, and it works for them, but it's just not working for me. What am I on now? Black? I mean, I only have 9 of each ruffle. The way I usually do my frame is like Brenda from Busy Bees does her frame. And I like that way because you can see more of the mesh in the end. But this time I just did it the regular way a wreath frame is when you buy it in the store. I mean, I did the same amount of ties. So is anybody on here for the first time? Hi Terry. How are you from Texas? Hi Linda. Thanks for joining me. First time. Everyone welcome Linda from Florida. Yeah, like I said, it got up to 80 degrees here today, and then it's supposed to get really cold as the week goes on, so, and rain the entire rest of the week. And I'm in Indiana, so wherever you guys are located, you probably know what that means for you all. Unless you're down south, I think it's still pretty hot down there. I know it's hot where you're at, Linda. You're in Florida. It's always hot in Florida. Although I love the changing seasons, but by the time Christmas is over, I'm done with the snow already. And I still got another few months to go. So, for you guys that didn't know, I was on earlier for a little bit. Got up to 83. It got up to 80 here, and that it doesn't hardly do that around here this time of year. Well, it was just something that happens once in a blue moon, I guess, because usually by this time of year in Indiana, I mean, the trees are beautiful and the wind's always blowing, and it's wonderful. Okay, we're done with the outside. Now I'm going to move on to the inside. The ruffles put on the inside, and then I'll move on to the ribbon. Thank you. Yeah, the black with the white border stripe mesh, this mesh here, I like it too. And it's really good for ruffles. I mean, really all 10-inch mesh is good for ruffles. Except for poly burlap, it's not very good for ruffles. And that's just a mesh of its own. This mesh here is kind of like a fabric mesh in a way. I mean, it's not advertised as a fabric mesh, but it's got the same feel as it. And then, of course, this is just regular deco mesh here. I'm dropping stuff on the floor. See, I was just going to try to do it like this. And then squeeze it together, but that just doesn't work for me because you can't see the ruffle. And I like to see the ruffle. And I like it to be facing up. Because actually you can take this and put it in this way or this way. When you put it in this way, it kind of looks like a butterfly. And when you put it in this way, you can see the curls better. My poofs are anywhere from 10 to 12 inches. More 12-inch on the top because I wanted it to be a little bit fuller. And closer to 10 on, or more towards 12 inches in the middle. And more towards 10 on the outside. And I didn't put my snow mesh in. But I can add that as I go with my ribbons. No big deal. Let me move this. It's going to bug me if it goes back up on my wreath. I really appreciate you guys sprinkling. Alright, one more black. Then I can move on to the ribbons and the snow mesh, which I'm going to put in at the same time. Alright, we're done with the mesh. I do have snow mesh, and I'm going to put this stripe on the bottom instead of on the top because I want to be able to see the snowman. So let me see how that's going to work with this. I don't know if I like that. Let me put it down first. It kind of covers up if I put it on top. Yeah, I'm just going to lay down the mesh and then go back and put the ribbon in. And I was thinking about putting some tubing in it, but I don't think I'm going to. I don't know how well you can see the snowball. I mean, I can see it a little bit. Like that. You guys see that? Okay. Put these up here. I've got these folded in half. They're cut at 20 inches. And I'm just ruffling them up. Like a bow tie. Hey Tammy, how are you? You'll have to PM me or look on my Etsy shop. This, of course, the wreath's not there yet because I'm not done making it. But I'm still not going to cut these yet because I don't know. So I'm just going to put anything else in them. And I start putting some things on here. I got some Christmas bulbs. I got a snowman. Some snowflakes. It's just perfectly imperfect US. Perfectly imperfect US. And perfectly imperfect is just perfectly capital M perfect. There's no I in it. Hi Karen. How are you doing? Can't see what I'm doing? Let me move stuff over. Sorry. Glad you told me. I don't want to make a whole wreath and nobody watch what I'm doing. I'm just glad the ringing went away. That was bad. That was terrible. This is not the right mesh. And while I step back, let me show you the bow. Here's the bow. I'm going to put on it. Of course, I have to cut the tails and everything. I pre-made the bow. This snow mesh, it's like tulle. It's just like tulle. I really appreciate it. And for those of you that haven't watched me before, if you press on my picture anywhere where you're looking at me, I don't know if you're on a phone or a computer or what, 3 dots will come up in your right hand corner. One of them says follow. Click on that and then you'll get a notification every time I go live. That's all it does. It doesn't send you anything else. It just lets you know when I'm going to be live. So I'm live every Thursday at 7 o'clock on Facebook. Then when I get done with this video tonight, I edit it and then I put it up on YouTube. My name is the same as it is here over on YouTube. And soon I'm going to try to start going live on YouTube as well as Facebook. But I just haven't done that yet, and I don't want to give you guys a specific date because I don't know when exactly it's going to be. I'm going to wait until my YouTube live and then I'll let everybody know when. I'm not going to take the pipe cleaners and do anything with them yet because I don't know if I'm going to be adding anything else. And if I add some snowflakes or the Christmas bulbs, they like to hang on to the pipe cleaners. I mean, they just hold better onto the pipe cleaners than they do the mesh as much. My ribbons are cut to 12 inches. I'm just glad I was able to get right back on without any problems. Okay, we got 2 pieces of snow mesh left. And I have it in every one on the top. And that's going to go out farther because I'm going to put something on there. You'll see in just a second. I'm going to make something to go across there. If my sign goes through, it might not, and I won't have to. What do you guys think about the snow mesh? Can you even see the wreath? Or am I pushed too far over here? Okay, now I'm going to go down to the bottom and start adding the ribbons on the bottom. I don't think you would have even been able to see the snow mesh on the bottom the way that the poofs are. I like that better anyway. With it like that. I just love the snowman ribbon. The snowman ribbon and the sign are both available in my shop. If you want to look on there. Just the snowman ribbon and, oh, this doesn't even go together. Snowman ribbon and this ribbon are available in my shop, along with the sign. I just love the snowman ribbon. It's so sparkly. I wanted the white base, but you know, once you get everything else on it, you can't really see the base. It's something substantial for everything else to hold on to. My 13-year-old, well, he's our grandson, but we adopted him. And every day he says, Mom, I just want you to put up the Christmas decorations. That's all I want you to do. I mean, it's like every single day. And he says, I just love the way you decorate. And I'm thinking, yeah, you just love the presents under the tree. One thing for sure, when I do use this base, it's a lot poofier than what it is when I'm just doing woodland ruffles. Maybe that's why I'm having a hard time getting it all in the camera, because I'm not used to it being this big. Yep, it's going to work out perfect. I have this and then one more red and black, and they're all completed. So I did cut enough. That makes me feel a lot better. I mean, I have the ribbon. Of course, like I said, I have the ribbon and the sign in my Etsy shop. And I also have the, I have other sign and ribbon sets as well. Okay, one more red and black down here. Might put this little guy on there. I should have grabbed some more, which I may do when I made my crocheted wreath balls. put on here. I love making those. I just love to crochet, especially in the wintertime. I like to do a lot of different things. Okay. It's definitely poofy. You guys see? All the way around. Now, I'll show you my sign, what it's going to look like. Here it is. This is the sign. Matches the ribbons. And I don't think I'm going to put it right in the middle because I have a bow. And then, like I said, I made wreath balls. I have this kind that are crocheted. I got stuck on there earlier. Or I have these puffy kind. I made these too. I think these are in my shop as well. Thank you, Carol. Oh, I can find my trusty little needle. I couldn't find my plastic one. Oh, here it is. On my last live, I couldn't find my plastic one, but I found it today. Okay, let me make sure that's the side I want to put it on. I'm going to put these balls in there. I like the puffy ones. Although I could put the other ones too, because there's 3 of each one. When I'm working with mesh that I have this thick, instead of going around it, I'm going to go through it. Maybe, if I have to. Let me feel here. I just want to make sure my sign stays right where it's at, so I'm going on through it. Try that again. Over to the side. The last time I did a wreath like this, I did put the hole doesn't so much bother me. That's not the problem. I just don't want my sign to fall through. If I can level it out on the side, then I don't have a problem with it. I mean, the hole is not that's just not an issue for me. Which wreath balls do you guys like the best? See if these pipe cleaners are going to be long enough to go down in here. How does that look? Do I need to scoop my bow over, or you like the tight yarn balls? I kind of do too, and they've got a sparkle in them. I used a silver sparkle yarn. I know, fluff it and move on. That's what everybody's been saying lately. Fluff it and move on. Because, you guys, I could fluff a bow for days on end. It just never looks perfect enough. Okay, now for my tails. And I'll probably like put one of these. Okay, here we go with one. This thing's eating my shirt. There's one wreath ball. I guess they're yarn balls, wreath balls, I don't know. Put this one down here. Of course, I'll go back and make sure everything's super tight, because I still want to roll my ribbon tails up. I got one more wreath ball. Let me see this. Yeah, I think this is going to go right here, because I want it to show. So I can put it right here. It's too close over there. I'm going to put it down here. And we're supposed to put things on in 3s. Of course, I think everybody watching me right now knows that. I can't say we're supposed to because there are no rules, but it's just more appealing to the eye than 4 or 2. Your eye keeps moving if you see 3. Okay, now I'm going to hold this up. Let me fix the ribbon tails, or the bow tails. And I'll dovetail those. Or actually, I did that backwards, but that's okay. I'm not going to dovetail these. I'm going to cut these at an angle as well, because I'm going to be curling them. I really don't like for my bow tails to be like even. I don't think that looks right. I like it more, be more just like waving in the wind. Hopefully this will be on somebody's door. Okay. And keep the 2.5 inch down. Just kind of run my fingers through it. Then I'm going to take this one. I'm going to curl that one. Nope, I'm not going to curl the black one either. Now I am. Let me get these curled and then I'll see which ones I still want to do. Roll these up like little. I used to put my daughter's hair like this when they were young. One of my daughters had just curls all over her head. The other one had hair straight as a board, just like mine. And she did not like it. She was so jealous of her sister's hair. Well, I guess I am going to do the red, because it looks kind of funny not being done. I mean, they won't stay like this anyway. They'll have to be shaped up, just like anything else that's outside in the wind. Just going to blow. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me and watching me. Scares you most of the time. Me too. I was not expecting it. And for the life of me, I don't know what it is. Well, I don't like this one. But I'll just put it down like this for now. And like I said, I'm going to go through and get everything straightened up. Let me hold it up and show you guys. Thank you for your help, Dawn. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, here we go. Here it is. I gotta stand back here, I know, because like I said, I'll be fluffing the bow, fixing the ribbon tails and all that. So here it is. I may add some snow-covered ornaments on it. Just depends. I usually try to go through and just create as I go. So while I'm fluffing everything, making sure things are straight, chances are I'll add something here or there. But yeah, this is how it turned out. And please join me, you guys, every Thursday at 7 o'clock on Facebook. And soon I will be going live on YouTube. So I greatly appreciate if you could meet me there as well. And there you go. I survived. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.